Oh my God. We are all here. Successful transition from techno radio station to badass GM running Night's Black Agents from Pelgrane Press here on Myth Brigade, live on the internet. Byron, it's your show. Let's do this.
Woo! Welcome back, guys. Twice within 2 months. That's like an amazing record.
Wow.
We're now setting new records here. And
Two in a row.
So
even.
glad we're affiliates and stuff.
2 in a row.
Whoa.
But yeah, so welcome back, guys. So where we last were together, we kind of went over some details and stuff from the raid, and it was a lot of information to digest, and this late in the game, the agents are really at that stage where they gotta, figure some stuff out, like put people in little cages and poke at them and do all kinds of fun stuff to see what happens. To figure out whether or not they have the mettle to take on the big dog.
It's a great word.
Right?
Metal.
Yeah.
Anyhow, welcome to Myth Brigade and another episode of Blood Rising, which I think we stopped calling it like 100 million years ago. But
I'm just saying, 2 years ago, I came up with
episode 3, I think.
At this point, it's kind of like Big D Rising is kind of the way it...
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I didn't come up with that.
Sorry.
Somebody else.
That's all I mean it.
But anyhow, so I guess today we're really gonna, it's another short stream, so we'll be till about 11. And so we're gonna kind of try to figure out what's the next step for all of these wonderful people and their pseudo, I guess, I don't know what the word is. Alternate personalities.
Alter egos?
Alter egos. That's it. Thank you. I knew somebody had it. I just knew it wasn't me. And this tea is really hot, so if I die, it's because I'm drinking liquid volcanic ash and magma.
Sensible.
Dude, that sounds like liquid volcanic. I think we can market that on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's made like Kachava or something.
Right next to Street Scarlet.
Yeah.
Mud. Have those like mud coffee commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so I guess I'm going to kind of put the ball back in your court. What are you guys doing with this information that you have? When we last left off, the final piece of information that you kind of had was that the painting that was recovered from the black site in Israel that was Lilith's HQ contained a painting that Johnny, with his wonderful art history, that's right, folks, art history is a valid skill all the way to the end of this game.
Wow. Well, 3 times you've ever used it in the last 2 years.
Has it been 3? I think you're pushing it, but I kind of wonder what's happened with Tesla and the doctor. I mean, when we left off, my God, that room was that was a tense scene. Are we just gonna? Is that gonna play out, or what are we gonna do this week?
I don't know. It's like once bitten, twice shy.
Every time I hear that, though, now I think of Great White, the band from the 80s.
That's what's in my head right now.
And so now, yeah, I don't want to get copyright claim, but I want you guys all to imagine that out there on the interwebs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
like that.
Thanks for the earworm.
He's going to karaoke it.
I'm thankfully immune to that particular earworm. So do not know it. I have to just listen to Jason's, air guitar strokes through my head whenever he says it.
Jason, please drop that YouTube link in the chat.
Never mind.
I will.
There you go.
I imagine things are awkward around the office for at least a few days.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's some fallout from that, right? Because if I remember correctly,
Actually, it would be known as.
We were experimenting on Tesla, and he went all energy vampire and fed on Terry, and I think generally we became aware of that, right? So that when we
oh yeah, you were pretty aware of it.
Yeah, so I agree with Dan. I think that's where we have to start, Because there's no way that just resolves itself. We're like, oh, come on then, chap. Let's play video games together, shall we?
I mean, there's a lot there. I mean, you mentioned around the old coffee machine, but does the new Tesla actually ingest coffee? I don't know.
It's a lot like this. I can't trust.
Oh.
How could you do
I
that?
think he just sits next to the coffee, Dan, and the coffee becomes decaffeinated suddenly, and it's like,
oh yes.
Well, he waits for us to get our coffee buzz, and he's like,
he's like, don't you guys want some some monsters today?
Okay, Tesla's trying to order.
I think we have monsters enough.
all your Coke becomes flat Diet Coke.
Why are we getting Red Bull deliveries?
No, I think I would have, seeing how angry Evan was getting, would have went back to my place, like my quarters, I suppose, for a bit to kind of to let that shit die down for a moment, until inevitably Johnny calls for me.
What
Tesla.
What condition am I
in? Go to his room until Dad says.
I mean, honestly, I mean,
he's texting, Dad, can I come out now?
Yeah.
Because Johnny, came in there and de-escalated the situation. So I figured I'd kind of let Johnny come and be like, hey, it's okay for you to come back out now. You know, we can talk about it. And so I'll just kind of go and tinker with shit, which is always what I do when I need to get myself in the right.
You notice your Xbox controller doesn't have any battery.
Wires cut.
Oh no.
Mitch.
Well, maybe we should inquire. Is the doctor? How are you? Are you?
Yes. How am I?
You're pretty good, really. Yeah. I mean, other than being traumatized. Physically, you're recovered.
How far after the event? Sorry, Miko is not cooperating here. How far after that incident are we at this point in time?
We can be wherever you guys want to be at. So I would just, if you guys want to role play directly afterwards, that's fine. If you guys want to like kind of schmooze it by and go a little further, you can do whatever you want.
I feel like it's an excellent opportunity for some role playing.
I think so also.
And since Tesla's in his room anyway, we should probably get all right.
So so he sucked some psychic energy from me?
It was more absorbed than suck. There was no straw, and he didn't
Yeah, I mean, you describe it how you want. It's how it felt.
Drain.
Drain.
I'm apparently 6 years old or something. I'm so sorry.
12.
Yeah, 12. Again. I'm gonna mute myself.
Hey, stop it. So, I mean, am I harmed? Am I conscious? What's going on here?
Conscious, yeah. I mean, it just took you to your knees, and it was more an emotional trauma than it was physical. Because you kind of mitigated it with your stability, and so you kind of took more emotional hit than you did physical because of how you mitigated the energy loss, basically.
Well, it didn't stop me from being really, really pissed.
It did not. And unlike Dracula, when he killed your sponsor and hung him up like meat wind chimes, he wasn't accessible. But Tesla, he's just a couple doors down.
She's gonna put mayonnaise on his door handle. Small inconveniences.
Doctor, you seem as if you can stand.
I'm gonna pick up one of my syringes full of tranquilizer.
I step back.
And I'm gonna make it really obvious, and I'm gonna march over and start banging on his door.
Oh, is that for Tesla?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
How immediate is this? This is like what, the next day, I'm assuming.
Oh
I
no!
instant message Tesla. The doctor has got a tranquilizer syringe in her hand. Just so you'll know.
I look down at my phone and I just sigh. I'm like, I just call out from the other side of the door. I'm like, it's like I don't even know if that's gonna work, Dr. Mitchell. Anyway,
I'm gonna try.
I just picture that scene from Bad Boys where he's like, "Do you have a couple shit?"
You should probably apologize again.
I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna knock. I'm just gonna try the door.
Okay.
Did you
Tesla?
lock your door?
Do you like
Yeah, is Tesla like an open door kind of guy, or is he
yeah,
feeling a little security
I'm
risk?
I was expecting Johnny actually, so
Here's Johnny.
I'm already standing up, and I'm just like, I'm just like, Dr. Mitchell, hey, listen, I don't know what happened.
I'm just gonna get in his face, and I don't care how much shorter I am than him. I'm like basically chest to chest, and I'm going at him
With syringe in hand.
It's like tucked
Oh, you got tucked
so
behind.
that it's not obvious. I mean, you've told him.
Okay. Sorry.
I didn't come in wielding it, but it's
She's snuck up on wary patients before. She's got this down. You remember that one chick at the whatchamacallit at the administrative assistant back at the
oh god.
at the World Health Organization. Remember you hit her right in the neck with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was way back. That was way back. But yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. Listen. I didn't know it was happening. I know
You expect me to believe that? You expect me to believe that? You know what fucking consent is, Tesla? You know what consent is? You did that without my consent. You lied to me, and then you did that, and you walked away. You walked away like it didn't happen, like it didn't hurt me, like you didn't violate every code of honor that we have. And you're just gonna sit here and no.
I just I thought I could control this problem, you know.
In the middle of his speech, I reach out and try to inject his arm.
I guess I'm kind of ready for it, but
So what are you gonna do there, Mr. Tesla?
Actually, I'm not trying his arm. I'm trying his thigh because I don't even have to raise my arm to do that.
Oh, she's just flipping it in her fingers and just
The old Sean thigh trick.
shot in the thigh. It's like it's a heparin shot right in the fucking butt cheek.
I'll just try to grab it to just grab the needle itself, like trying not to make any contact with her, and just push the needle and bend it down.
So we got two possible scenarios here. Number one is that what is Dr. Mitchell's hand to hand?
A lot lower than Tesla's.
Not necessarily.
Hold on. I don't have it open here.
And then what is Mr. Tesla's hand to hand statistic?
Look, you shithead, get out of here. Sorry.
That's the name of the episode.
How fitting.
What, you shithead, get out of here.
Miko. Oh, Jesus.
There it is. Okay.
All right, I gotta do a search. Where is my character?
My hand is 4. So not like super high, actually.
Well, I know Dr. Mitchell's got some parkour and shit, so.
Yeah.
That's athletics.
That's athletics.
I know it's athletics, but it's not any less cool.
I know I've taught you guys better than this for hand-to-hand.
Been a while.
Hearing
I
all
don't have
these-
any hand to hand. I have
Oh, no.
I have athletics and Sense trouble, preparedness. I have a cherry in preparedness to help me.
That means you can once per session have an item that would be extremely useful.
Vampire piercing needle.
That's right. Like a blowguard gun, or gun.
Blowguard done.
No, you know what I have?
Humphrey
What I
Blowguard.
have is a dummy syringe in my right hand that he is deflecting, and I have the real syringe in my left.
Ooh.
Oh,
Look at that!
Oh, the old switcheroo.
Clever.
He knows what the right hand's doing.
Rochambeau.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I would only be focused on the one that Johnny told me about. So,
well, would you or would you not only be focused on that one, because you do have supernatural awareness?
Don't help him.
Hey, I can't at least tell him what his character has.
You didn't tell me what my character had.
I did so.
So
I just told you had parkour.
So as so how likely is it for me to notice it coming?
Well, that's up to you, because you could spend those points, but you're back up a little bit.
I'm too afraid.
Does he have a cherry in that?
No, it's not really a cherry. It's more like this pool that he can kind of spread out.
Is there a passive version of that, like a passive awareness, like if you're not actively looking?
I think in the light of fairness, considering Tesla just did a no-no, using vampire shit is going to be awful.
It's probably not going to be a wise maneuver.
Yeah,
Might be frowned upon.
So I just bend back the needle, and it's just like, hey, listen, there's no need for that. It's like I just want to figure something out, and
so
yeah, I mean.
So let's see here. So what do you got to do to see if you can see that coming? Because if you're not going to spend any of your vampy awareness, then
that's true.
Then you might not see it coming. So
what do you want? You want me to roll?
Sense trouble.
Sense trouble. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. What's your sense trouble? Maybe a sense trouble roll.
Sense trouble.
That's probably been going on since you saw the doorknob move. But yeah. Trouble.
Yeah, but he doesn't know exactly what he knows. He knows that you have a syringe, and he's looking for it. So, but I mean, she's clearly using a dummy. So,
I don't actually have any points in sense trouble.
Ooh.
Sounds like
that's
D6
too bad.
to me.
Sounds like you're getting injected. That's what it sounds like.
Oh shit!
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Edit that out.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there'll
okay.
be no doubt that we weren't singing that.
Does Tesla? I'm sorry, I don't mean to spoil sport, but doesn't Tesla have like tough skin or something?
Well, see, he has to spend points in order to get that to work. It's not quite as reflexive as Elsbeth's bloodline. Anika's bloodline works totally differently.
Wow, this is the perfect attack.
It really is.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
So, yeah, you hit him with it. So, I mean,
I'm just like,
did you
kidding me? Come on.
You're
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. You're questioning my judgment and honor, huh?
I'm gonna assume that Dr. Mitchell's probably fired up enough that she's overpowered the serum, or are you just using like normal human dosage?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, this much is normal human, and this much is I'm pissed off. So she's probably about that much, right?
This is the
Oh,
fuck
no.
you motherfucker.
I have had doses, if you recall, we've had doses prepared for entities that we think are not that are supernatural.
Yes.
And are overpowered. So I definitely grabbed one of those after what he did to me.
Yeah, you had sedatives that were set up for the jack that you guys fought way back in Morocco.
Yep.
Sure, Evan.
Absolutely.
Powerful shit.
Do you
Yeah,
hear
so-
anything? Evan, do you hear anything? It's suddenly very quiet. I don't know why.
Well, there's a thud problem.
Yeah, I will say that.
I'm
I
just
think
like, what the
I think-
fuck? Can I fall down?
I think I
if
would
it's that
hear it.
powerful. Yeah. Am I out pretty much?
How fast would that take effect, Tara?
Less
What do
than
you-
30 seconds.
Yeah, so you're you're like, I can't believe.
I'm feeling woozy.
I think the timing of Johnny's question, right? He asked me, and then there's this sort of thump as that resolves, and I'm like, God, it's nice to be not on the receiving end of that for a change.
I just kind of mutter some things about like I'm just like it's like it doesn't. It's an accident, and I mutter a few things, kind of stumble around the room a little bit for 10, 15 seconds. Eventually, kind of just slump over the workbench and slide down to the ground.
I think Evan would come and help Terry get him to a.
Before you leave, though, I put my hand on your shoulder, Evan. I say, son, you've come so far that you don't actually want the injection of barbiturates yourself. It's so unselfish of you. I mean, just a year ago, you would have been all over that injection needle. But now
I glance over. I glance over my shoulders.
Tripping balls, Evan, you're missing it.
I glance over my shoulders, and there are these animal eyes staring back at you, and I just smile and walk away. I'll go scoop Tesla up and put him on the bed or whatever. Come on.
In the cage, please.
At least give him a pillow. You know how he is without his.
I grab his pillow and his
blankie.
Yeah, his blankie.
We throw a little pacifier in
Do you have like a little stuffed animal or a teddy bear or something we can tuck
Paddington
the
bear?
arm? What the fuck are you people doing? He needs to be locked up. He needs to be locked up now. He is a danger to us all. He needs to be put in a Faraday cage or whatever you think is going to block that power, and he needs to be put way far away from all of our information, all of our electronics, and all of us.
Dr. Mitchell, you're starting to sound like he did.
Well, it's understandable. It's been quite a trial. I will say, Doctor, that I don't disagree that while he is learning to use his powers, it's probably wise for us to separate him out and put him in a locked away place so he can have a little quiet time to learn his way through. He is just a newborn babe, a dangerous one, weighing about 200 pounds, but he is new to this. So I agree with you, Doctor. Let's lock him up. Let's be humane.
Wait, do you believe that was accidental?
No.
Was I there for it, Byron?
No, you weren't.
Were you? No, you were in your office.
Doctor,
wasn't he there for the?
Whether it was accidental
he was in
or
his
on purpose,
office.
Doctor,
it was me and Evan.
It's no less invasive to your person, and I deeply understand that it was wrong. There's no question about that at all. Although I was not here.
What is this apologist bullshit about? He's a baby. He's no better.
I said lock him in the metal cage. I just said he's also a baby. That we're going to lock in a metal cage.
Dr.
With his
Mitchell,
blanket.
the hungry eat. That's what they do.
You haven't.
Have I not? I've not eaten
Not without
you
our consent.
because I've been fed.
Evan's tough love.
We have to feed him.
I'm going to just at this point walk off. I will say for the group, I am not at all surprised by Johnny. It doesn't make me any less angry about it. Having been violated by my own team member, and the immediate and initial reaction was to defend the violator and not me. He didn't fucking ask me how I
did ask you how you were. I did reassurance on you last session.
He immediately asked.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, but that was what we did.
It felt very clinical, Johnny. It did not feel like you were sincerely caring, and it doesn't feel now that you are sincerely caring about my person.
So
Terry's
I think Evan would sort of zip up behind you and, sort of turn you around to have to sort of force you to face this.
And right now I'm feeling so like unsafe here because of this. I mean, we're minutes from this incident where I was extremely violated by a member of my own team, and that I don't believe it was accidental, who hasn't done any kind of real apology, more one of and you didn't run after me, Evan. You let me go. So Evan is the person I am most disappointed in. I'm not surprised by Johnny, and I'm very upset by Tesla. I never thought he would do that, but I am most let down by Evan, who I thought would always have my back, and he just let me go into that room alone and face him myself. and now he's going to try and placate me. So I'm just gonna.
I think I was what I'm trying to remember, but I was there because he can't hurt me.
Yeah, you were there.
I was right
and
there.
You guys, the two of you witnessed it.
And I think
So when you
I
spin me
helped
around-
him stop as well. I think I helped
Lily
get
and
him to
Evan
stop.
were actually in the room with him.
And I think I helped
You
to
were
get him to stop.
outside the room,
I was,
but Evan couldn't see you.
So how does Johnny? So anyway, everybody knew I had the syringe, and I walked off to confront Tesla, who left the room where Evan and Lily were, without being chased down by Evan. I'm really a little disappointed that Evan didn't kick his ass immediately. Anyway, I was left to confront him alone, and I did that, and it's cool. I'm physically safe, but not emotionally safe. And when Evan spins me around and tries to placate me, I'm just going to shove him hard with 2 hands in the chest, ineffectually, of course. But it's going to make me feel better, and then I'm going to duck out from under whatever he's doing, and I'm going to go lock myself in my room. And that's what's happening to me right now.
2 people locked in their rooms, one in a cage and one not.
Feels like a cage right now.
I think Evan's in this situation where Terry has helped him control his powers, and where Terry wants to take charge of solving all these problems, but doesn't want to be held accountable when she's ill-equipped for the situation. And so no, I think he's starting to see
Wait a
things
minute.
clearer.
Terry left the room because she didn't trust Tesla.
No.
And he hit her anyway.
In the room. Right? I wouldn't say this to her. I think he stands in silence and just he's sort of reflecting on that.
I'll just kind of pat him on the back.
It's understandable that the doctor is deeply upset. What has occurred here today is a deep wound in the trust that we had for one another. But I would imagine that you both are all right, Evan, Lily.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Johnny, we're chalking up liabilities, is what we're doing. At what point do we face the reality that this is a losing battle if we can't hold our shit together? She's the only one who can figure out how to placate Tesla and to abate his hunger, as she helped me. Or is she?
The doctor is understandably upset, and I would imagine anyone would need at least some time, and there's been no time at this point, to put some distance between her and this event. She may return more to her medical objective self with reference to Tesla, but right now it is nothing more than assault and battery.
It's much more than that, Johnny. Did you see the look on her face? She feels betrayed. I would have ripped his fucking head off if I thought that it wouldn't betray all of the rest of you. I would have done that months ago.
Well, it's a testament that you were able to resist that urge. I know there was a time when there was very little you could resist. So this is good progress. But we have to understand that if we're going to be successful here, there are going to be setbacks. The doctor took some chances with Tesla, working with him in the way that she did. I knew, and I said as much, that I thought it would be dangerous, and I essentially moved away. But she never expected. She trusted Tesla, and Tesla has violated that trust. But as we said, there's a part of Tesla that's only, hours old? I mean, even a newborn.
I think we came to the conclusion it was a few days.
Okay, a few days.
I suppose the only difference is if you don't feed a newborn, it just dies. It doesn't just get up and eat you, right? That's the problem.
Oh, yes.
Can that be the title of this episode?
That's a long title.
If you don't feed a newborn, it just dies. That's
Wait the baby. Don't feed the vampires.
Called baby food. Evan, you're right. Your analogy is a bit disturbing, but accurate. And I think the doctor was probably correct to put Tesla in the cell. I think we were right to give him his comfort objects. There's no reason for him to suffer unduly. He is going through quite the change. I mean, if puberty is disturbing and takes upwards of 5 to 10 years, this has been 4 or 5 days.
Whether he meant to do it or not, he did it.
Right. Well, perhaps, though, he'll learn control. Evan has learned more control as time has gone on. Perhaps Tesla will as well. That is my only hope. If he cannot learn control, then...
I learned it with the help of the good doctor and many tests and many attempts on her part to help me control the urges. And I've got my own ways of handling them now, but without the doctor's help... What I'm trying to say is that if she was
Tesla
not
needs her
willing to
help,
do it,
but
we
she
may need...
needs time.
Right.
Time is not something we have, Lily. Perhaps what we need instead of time is a doctor that can hold it together under these circumstances.
Well, there's nothing like being short-tempered and impatient to make people happy. I don't think that's going to get us there. I think we need to give the doctor her time. I don't think we have a choice. Also, looking at Tesla, I'm not exactly sure how big that needle is. It's still hanging out of his arm. Evan, could you pull that needle out of... Oh, his thigh. Could you pull that needle out of his thigh?
No, I'm not going to.
Fine,
no.
I will. I go over and pull the needle out. Ugh. Oof.
Gross.
Looks like 25 cc's, whatever this was. Yeah, he'll be out for a while.
Just following you around as sort of as that, like that little puppy dog following Johnny around. We can't allow her to keep endangering herself, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
we reached a point where we've crossed boundaries here.
We have to respect the doctor's sense of herself and her ability to deal. This is the first time that she's fallen prey, I think, to an attack like this. I think the helicopter took some damage, but overall, she seems to have a good sense of self-preservation. This is no time to not be trusting her. She just needs time. Although, and also Tesla, who knew? I mean, it's brand new. We have no idea what he's capable of.
You knew. You stepped out of the room, Johnny. You stepped out in front of the fucking truck and let the doctor stand right there.
No.
You did.
No.
Oh, this might be dangerous.
No.
Let me step out. Yes, you did. I was there. For
Well,
God's
what
sake.
I did
With all
was, is
due
I
respect.
took precautions.
We could keep pointing fingers at each other all day long. We could just move past and build together instead of continuing to argue over and over and over.
Lily really
This
speaks.
totally
I think we
shuts
should
me
listen to
down.
her.
I'm just like, oh my God, she's said a lot of words.
Lily
there.
speaks.
Like,
And I think she's correct.
She's been taking some courses online.
Yes, we need to watch Tesla. But yes, the doctor needs time.
Can I enlist
At
the
least
two of
like 20 minutes, please.
I was giving you an hour before I just came and picked your lock, by the way.
Since
But that's
the
a
two
whole
of you
different story.
seem immune, perhaps it would do well if the two of you wouldn't
Nobody's immune.
Oh, I thought that Lily,
We don't know he did it on purpose. We don't know if he did it on accident. That's the whole thing, Johnny. We don't know.
Oh, time out. Didn't well, we know Tesla said he did it by accident, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Well-
Dr. Mitchell felt like it was intentional.
And Evan, did you not say that at the sea were the same proximity to him as the doctor, and yet
I was closer than anyone, and
Evan and Lily were very close.
And
Well,
did, excuse me, and did I know I'm not here, but I'm gonna like astrally project and say, did he, when he realized what he did he go, "Oh shit, I am so sorry"?
no,
Or
he
did he go,
he burped. He was
I
like,
believe he did burp.
Burped.
I mean, but aren't all babies
Like
like
this
gassy?
finger.
He's like with a napkin. You saw him.
You say, hey, we got a wet nap.
I did hear a slurping sound, like a straw.
He licked his lips when he was done, and then winked. It
It was
was
a sad
terrible.
sound.
It was terrible.
He dropped his metaphysical Capri Sun.
That's right. All right. Well, somewhat we need. He needs to be watched. If you feel it's dangerous, then perhaps.
So be here and watch him.
Well, so what distance was it that he was able to affect the doctor at? Well, how far was he?
He was 15 feet from the doctor, 5 from me.
Through a
And
locked
Evan?
door and a wall.
Yeah, with the
Like-
wall and an observation window.
And the cage we put him in has a Faraday arrangement around it. Is that right?
Something of the sort.
All right. Well, perhaps the very cage that Tesla and Doctor constructed together will have some effect in dampening his powers. I suggest then we stay at least 15 feet away from the cage. and see if he begins to stir. What we could do is we could set up a video camera to watch, perhaps inside the room, and then the rest of us can move a little bit further away if that is deemed agreeable.
I'll see to that as well, with the thermal and all that sort of stuff, so we can see generally what's going on. And it's sort of as he's getting his wiring, he's sort of walking past Terry's door, like conspicuously, but not knocking or looking. He's just kind of, well, I guess I've got to get these cables and things. Oh, sure could use
After
a
about,
hand
like,
here.
20 minutes after this whole talk, I'm just going to go into the doctor's room. I'm just going to pick the lock on her door.
Oh, nice.
Man, we have no boundaries in this group.
No,
That seems like a violation of trust.
Oh, yeah.
I see it could be and isn't.
Johnny,
But it is
where do you
good,
see what we do with your what do you see what we do with your underwear when you're at the at the shuffleboard match?
And then I'm going to use the bond she uses on me and do little Snapchat filters and just kind of distract her and be present.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, look, Dr. Mitchell, this is you with Hello Kitty ears.
Yeah, we have that. That's our thing,
That's our thing.
our trust thing, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That our bond thing.
It is.
All right.
So when at what point do you send me that?
Go fish.
That's cool. You just hang out and go play Go Fish.
So pretty much after the first chat or whatever, he sends me, she sends me, I'm gonna come out of my room, and I'm gonna be kind of dramatically teenage sulky, but I'm gonna be around you guys anyway because my reaction was one of violation and shock. We already know that I know that there are dangers to this. I just didn't. I really didn't believe that Tesla would do that.
You're the only hope that he has of learning how to abate the disease he's caught. You kept me alive, and I owe you my life for that, and I would lay it down tomorrow if I had to. But interfering with that, I thought that was just science. You don't like it when I interfere with your science, Doctor, and I'm very sorry. Next time he touches you, he's fucking dead.
Doesn't solve anything.
Well, she certainly wouldn't be mad at me anymore, would she?
Yeah, it would solve one thing.
I don't know. She might be mad if you ate Tesla. Or tried to.
I think he'd give me the wind. I'm not going to eat him.
I would be less mad at him than I am now. I mean, it's just a state of being, the whole being violated thing. The people that are supposed to protect me, the rest of my team didn't do that. My friend, who I thought would protect me, or at least try to avenge me and validate that I was harmed, didn't do that.
I like Ogre for Hire's idea is to install a shock collar, like an energy dampener, like
Yeah.
collar.
Like,
I look at Evan serious and say, with all sincerity, "Can you do that?"
I could. Yeah, I could rewire like an e-collar for a...
Shit! Hold on, Miko, no. No.
Speaking of shock collars,
No doubt, right?
I think, Byron, when
Shock
Tesla...
collar or shot collar?
When-
It looked like he called it both.
I think when Tesla wakes up,
You got my glasses.
um,
That's
Oh.
bad.
Evan is perched sort of on the table in his room, sort of sitting with his elbows on his knees, just sitting down, just watching, waiting.
He's standing on a table.
He's perched, sort of. He's
Perched
just kind
like a
of
gargoyle.
yeah, like
a
exactly.
raven.
Like a gargoyle.
Quote the Raven.
Nevermore. Yeah, so he's waiting for him to wake up.
All right, so like,
Is that because it would be rude to kick his ass while he was sleeping?
No.
That too.
Ogre, you took my idea. Metal butt plug with a grounding cable. I had to say it on stream. Love it.
I just slowly open my eyes and I look up and I'm like, what the?
Aye.
That would take about 3 or 4 hours normally, by the way.
I don't know how long it is with vampire metabolism.
So 3 or 4 hours for you because you can spend any points at this. Like,
Oh, right.
Right. Yeah. So I just like
So I've got a travel-sized bottle of Tums, and I throw them into the cage with you.
I'm like, oh, Faraday cage. It's not okay. Smart, I guess.
Wasn't my idea.
LeGrand's probably what I would do, but
I mean, this is what you would do. You built it.
Yeah.
You built it, so yeah, that's exactly what you would do.
What?
Not sure if it was completely necessary. Kind of just lift myself up.
Tesla, what were you thinking? You tried to kill the doctor.
It's like, I know we haven't always gotten along, you and I, Evan, but I mean, you got to believe me. I didn't know I was doing anything. It's like, how would I put it? It was weird. It's like I feel like when I use that stuff, like especially when I do the invisibility thing, like I can feel like I'm draining myself in some way. You know, you came in there with all those like a hamster and a chicken and stuff. And I kept trying to tell you I wasn't getting what I needed from it. I could tell it wasn't right. And we pushed forward anyway to try to see the limits of this stuff. I came out of it, like during the whole thing when I was invisible, I didn't feel right. You know, I came out of it and it was just like, I don't know how to describe it.
I do. I hunger as well. And the solution to that is to find a way for you to feed. Not only people, the only humans who would lay down their lives to see that yours continues. You're right, we've not gotten along. But we are friends. And as far as I'm concerned, we're kindred. Until that fucking beast is dead.
You know, in a crazy way, I know I don't really do the whole emotion thing good, but like, you guys are my family. I mean, more so now that I lost my family I barely even talked to over the last 10 years for their protection. And, you know, I was relieved when I saw that you and Lily were okay. I don't think I got what happened with Terry when I walked out there.
She's right to fear you. I fear you. I've got teeth. Tesla, between you and I, the packets of blood that I've been stashed away, I let those spoil. Because frankly, it's better when you drink from the tap. But I won't feed on my own. Never. So you've got to figure a way to get that in check. Otherwise, patting the cage, welcome home. She's not going to let you out until you prove that your antenna teeth or whatever it is that you eat with can be kept in check.
Antenna teeth. That's the name of the episode.
I'm just like, I don't know, how can I prove it though?
Let her study.
It felt like I was it's like a plane on auto. It was like a plane on autopilot.
Yeah, but you let her study you. She tried to stick you with a needle, didn't she? And it didn't work until you let it work. So just let us have an agreement, an accord, shall we say, like one of those kind of accords that you'll never again defend yourself against Dr. Mitchell. That serves us for a variety of reasons, because if you lose your shit, I know that there's one person who can, kill you. Swear to me.
I mean, problem is that this whole, situation about doing all this research, it's been on the back of my head. It's like, we're burning time. My thoughts around the research were just to learn how to use whatever abilities I had, and then you and we throw ourselves at who.
But Tesla,
And
remember the research that I
May.
went through? Remember the weeks that we spent? Why is your timeline somehow more truncated than mine? Swear to me, friend, that you will not raise a hand in any way against Dr. Mitchell, even if it's in your own defense. Swear to me, or by God, I will tell them that you're a threat, and I will get them to leave you locked up in that cage until you starve to death. That's it. That's where we are. We need an agreement.
All right. If it's within my ability, whenever it's within my ability.
That's not fair. It's always within your ability. You don't have to make that agreement against me. You can, whatever you want to do against me, but never again will you raise a hand at Dr. Mitchell. No matter how much she prods or pokes or, whatever she wants to do.
That's a little uncalled for, but it's like, but what you got to get, and maybe you're the one to tell her this, is one, and maybe I'm not the one to talk to her about this, but she said, if we're sitting here doing all this studying, who knows what he's doing out there.
You're right.
Like he upped the ante. He took our families away from us. It's like you treat me here like I'm the enemy. Yeah, worrying about understanding me, but yet we only have the barest of understanding of what he's about. We have small amounts of his blood, his bloodline. It's like, yeah. The fact is, if you want to destroy me or you, enough explosives will do that anyway. Occam's razor, Evan. At the end of the day, there's only so much you and I can take before we blow up just like everyone else.
Yes, but if we're rash,
it's
there's
like
much
finding
less.
some mythical, stupid weakness for each of us is about a big time-wasting exercise.
Do you know how much you sound like the zealots throughout history that ran from things like cures for plagues or scientific advancement? Tesla, for God's sake, you know better than that. Your holy explosive was once upon a time some magical remedy that someone came up with, and it just so happens it saved a lot of lives back there on that oil rig. We don't have time, you're right. But they can withstand much less than we can. And are you prepared to lose them as well? Do you want to live forever with just me? Just
no.
you and I?
Terrible.
Right.
I'm like, wait, is that what this is all about? I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking stupid. I should have realized. This is all. It's like she wants to be turned, and that's what this has always been about.
No. I don't know. But no.
Like that explains why she did all that research with you. That's why she pushed me into all this extra research, is because she just wants this.
She wants a weapon. And she's
She
got
wants to
two of them.
become a weapon.
Oh, you stood right over her shoulder, so what were your motivations? Or have you just gotten what you were looking for?
I never participated in any research involving you. I left you be. I let you do what you were going to do and complain from the side about how far you were falling into it. So I didn't get involved with the research. It's like all the poking and prodding, it's like there doesn't need to be more of things like you and me, no matter how you look at it.
But we need an easier way to kill them, Tesla. I am different to you. We are not the same. They know how to kill me. You know how to kill me. A bum full of explosives or whatever.
It's quite easy. Like I said, it's quite easy to kill me, same as you. It's like all this stuff that we've made works on me the same as you. Don't need to waste time on it. And it's like, and if you really are worried about it, I'll engineer a way to take out both of us if that's what they're worried about. But like, you lock me in here, it's just a waste. Tell her I'm sorry though. Tell her I didn't know what I was doing.
I think
I didn't.
I think the television, the hotel style TV remote that's in this room just goes straight through the screen of the TV. I think he's made a point. He's in Evan's head, and Evan hates it. Do you want mac? You want mac and cheese? Do you want mac and cheese with your corn dog or what?
I'm just like, Evan. It's like, who's listening in on this? Is it just you and me?
I was in here hanging a
It's
camera.
being recorded.
So there's a camera right there.
You come up over the intercom, Lily?
Yeah, I would have to guess so. Yeah.
You guys have been talking for a while. I'm sure I passed by.
I'm like, can everyone hear me? Everybody?
Well, I don't know. Johnny might be on the toilet or something. Johnny, are you there as well? Johnny?
Johnny's not there.
Johnny's not there. No. Sorry.
I'm the only one that kind of skulks around.
I'm like, let me talk to Dr. Mitchell.
All right.
It's like I get it. I fucked up. I didn't mean to do it.
I'll let her know you want to talk. And if she wants to talk to you, she'll come.
You and I have an oath, do we not?
So you got it. I'm like, I'll keep it under control.
There are no ifs, no conditions. Never again. And then we have an accord.
Yeah, absolutely. But she's not gonna believe it.
I know.
It's like, Evan, you're gonna have to sell this.
Would you prefer like a red cape or a black one, like a velvety one, silk one? As he's walking out. Like probably at Dr. Mitchell's door, just sort of, Terry, I won't stay. Because I know mine's the last voice you want to hear, but Tesla would like to speak with you. And I think you need to hear him out. I can't fucking believe I'm saying that out loud. And he sort of just taps on the door and just walks down the hallway. I think he's going to go and he's going to make some corn dogs for everyone or something.
$3.90 for 15 minutes.
Yeah, got to do it. Nice and crispy.
In the air fryer, nice. Crunch. So you're waiting for me to respond?
I just left that. I assume you heard. He sort of says it, assuming you're going to hear him, and then just it'd be pretty funny if you weren't even in the room. But he just walks off.
I wasn't.
Oops.
Oh, you weren't in the room?
I wasn't in my room.
Oh.
No, I left about whenever Lily sent me the first goofy picture.
Yeah, that's right, you did. So yeah, I would have been in that situation at that point. So I would find you, I guess, and say something of the same sort. Just look, I know you don't want to talk to me right now, but Tesla's awake and lucid, and I think you need to hear him out for what it's worth.
Why? Is he suddenly sorry?
Yes, he is.
What else?
He has a point.
What's his point?
We've both stumbled into a shit heap of danger, and you were the only person that can help us control it. But if we waste too much time with the clinicals, we may lose our opportunity to strike. And we are making progress.
Waste too much time with the clinicals.
His words, not mine. I went through it, right?
Went through what?
The tests and things, Terry. For fuck's sake, I'm not your enemy here. I'm sorry. I went through it, and you know what you know about my physiology. And you did some of that on an airplane between continents. We can do the same thing with him. And if we've got to keep him in a metal box, and so be it. But I think you should hear him out. I do.
Tell me what his point is. I should not be offended that he drained me and didn't apologize? What?
His point is that he didn't understand what he was doing. It was not intentional. He thought that... He looked around at Lily and I and thought we were safe. And since we were fine... And when he uses his powers, it's like draining a battery. The laptop doesn't necessarily know where it's getting its electricity from, does it? I fear it's something like that. And so, what I would offer to you is that you help him understand how to feed, as you did me, and see what he does with it.
So, what's what we were trying to do?
Well, maybe not put yourself on the buffet, right?
Okay, so listen, Evan.
Wrong choice of words.
I'm a scientist. I'm a woman of science. That is my entire purpose of being here.
So we
right?
get so we get him a convict and we feed him.
Fine. We can strategize about things to do. That is not the point here. The point here is that's what we were trying to do. Nobody suggested we go find another monster for him to feed on. We all agreed that this was a proper course of scientific action and research.
What the fuck do I know about science?
Come on, Evan.
All right. So I fucked up.
We're supposed to be doing this stuff on you so that we can figure out what you're capable of and figure out what your vulnerabilities are, what his vulnerabilities are, how we can support him so that he's not a threat to everybody else, pointing at myself here, while we figure out what we can use against the vampires that are our enemies. We can't, I mean, you're saying you just want to blow everybody up? That's what you want to do? You just want to blow everything up? That's the whole answer? What am I here for?
Who are you screaming at?
You don't need me to blow things up.
Are you screaming at him or are you screaming at me, Terry? He's the one with the explosives.
Yes.
He's the impetuous person here. But he does have a point. We haven't, it seems he and I may have much more time. And he and I, perhaps we could go on for a long time with the cat and mouse game with this creature, Dracula. But we were making progress. Lilith is now dead. He is doing God knows what out there. Just think for one moment. Take yourself back to that ossuary with what you saw and the horrors that he left behind. And that was just a warning, Terry. We've got to use the upper hand while we have it. And
I guess I'm confused as to what you think is the upper hand.
Movement. You did test on me on a plane in hotel rooms.
Okay.
Let's do that.
I'm not getting on a plane with Tesla at this time. So that he can just fucking drain the rest of us. So supposedly out of his control. That's not going to work, Evan. It's not safe.
What if... Wait. All right. I'm not a scientist, but... this is going to sound really stupid. Tinfoil hats, right? Psychic energy comes from your brain. Is there a way?
I believe I suggested in about episode 2 a Faraday cage that was a helmet.
Well, this is only episode 2, and I think you were suggesting it to the engineer.
This is episode 3.
He's not going to help you. I don't care what test you want to do. Go talk to him. Clear the air with him. Because
what I'm getting from you, Evan, is that he is frustrated with me because we spent approximately 1 hour doing tests on him.
I think he's bewildered because he doesn't know I think he doesn't understand what happened. He didn't aim it at you, as it were. It's not like me. It's not like...
I'm sorry, did you say he had a point?
What do you mean? He didn't aim...
You said he has a point. This is a time of action, not a time of testing, yada, yada, yada.
Well, yes.
It really sounds like you were conveying frustration on his part.
We struck in the desert and we were successful because they didn't expect us to strike. I'm afraid I share his concern, right? Maybe he doesn't have the exact right point. Going in with explosives isn't going to help anything, but sitting around and waiting for him to ponder how he can dig deeper beneath our skin it's not going to work. Johnny will tell us what to do ultimately, but I think that you should clear the air with Tesla. He looks like a scared child in that cage. There's something... He doesn't understand his own
I'm just going to start
physiology.
laughing hysterically because of all the people in this structure. I am the most vulnerable. I am the weakest. And you want to talk to me about how he looks like a scared child, how he looks scared? I am, 4.5 hours outside of what happened here as the victim. And you want to talk to me about how he's scared?
You have a point. So do we leave him?
Because we were trying to figure out how to feed him. We were trying to figure out how to feed him.
Well, now we know.
That's what you said is our point, right? That's what we were doing. I feel like we're talking in circles. I don't feel like this conversation is constructive. I feel like you're making suggestions that have to do with the team planning, and maybe you should be calling a team meeting. I will be joining via Zoom because I'm not getting anywhere near Tesla. And talking
we should have a meta Zoom, like having a Zoom within the Zoom.
Right.
Dude, I actually, not to interrupt, but I actually did run a game at Origins one time where 2 of the players FaceTimed each other in the game and at the table.
But I mean,
it was awesome.
Evan, you're talking about, I don't necessarily disagree with you that this is a time to strike and move. But I don't agree that I'm the person you should be talking to. I didn't make this plan. I didn't give Tesla these powers. We were trying to figure out how to feed Tesla without him harming anybody. That was also your suggestion after the fact. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, I tried to feed him a variety of animals, and that clearly didn't work because this psychic vampire thing. So let me start in a different way.
We need to regroup. I don't disagree.
Tesla cannot come and ask you for himself to talk to you. You are safe while he's in this cage. I came on his behalf because as much as you would like to view yourself as quote, the sort of a weak one among us, actually you are the strongest because you have an understanding of sciences that none of us get. Equipment and the capability to do things that we cannot survive without. It is critical in my mind that you clear the air somehow with him, or we agree to leave him in the cage and press on. But we've got to strike. Johnny will tell us what to do, Terry, but for God's sake.
Okay.
I'm going to go get him some food, by the way. I'll be back.
No, can you wait a second? I'm going to ask you politely but firmly to hold off on that for a few minutes.
All right.
Can you stay here and talk to me for a minute?
Of course.
Instead of whatever we just had. What do you propose we do to feed him?
Well, what I would... All right. This is going to sound horrible. But there are certain deplorables that could be used for the purposes of your experiments. A buffer, if you will. Let's start with just one. I'm sure there are quite a few that we can get our hands on, murderers and that sort. Put them in the room and give him something to latch on, just in case. He can't hurt me.
Babies.
We might be able to arrange it in such a way so that if there's any sign of that person experiencing these things, that I can rush that person out of the room, or we can throw up activate the Faraday cage. I don't know what, but something like that. We've got to get him a snack, is all it is, or find a way to keep him from. Snack. Keep him, yeah, and quite a good one, I might add.
Your snack.
Is he full?
I don't know. I didn't feel his tummy.
If you're close enough for me to smack you on the arm, that's what exactly I'm going to do.
Well, so if he doesn't use his powers, this invisibility thing, right? He pointed out that the use of his powers drains him. I've experienced the same thing, and I will tell you, the hunger is insatiable. It's intense. I have to go and bite something and drink of the essence. He apparently doesn't. It's a less willful act, so I don't know the answer to how we protect ourselves from him, other than the fact that I trust that he and I have an accord that you are safe with him.
But he said he didn't even know he was doing it. How can I be safe if he's not in control of it?
Well, we'll just have a bodyguard next to you at all times, consisting of one deplorable human being that he can eat at any given time. I don't know. You're the scientist.
But he didn't. Well, this is why we need to run experiments. He didn't drain Lily.
I mean,
she was in the room.
I mean, let's be honest. If you had to choose between, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I mean, energy-wise, I would choose Lily.
But I wouldn't try to bite Lily.
Well, you wouldn't, but he didn't. Well, yeah.
Yeah, right. She's fast.
Mm.
Yeah. Sword. Will you? What I'm trying to impress upon him
After dinner.
Oh, fine. Corn dogs?
Mustard, please.
I cannot believe that I navigated that without getting stabbed in the face as I walk away and talking to myself.
You back away, facing forward. Like,
yeah. Mm.
At one point, I will say up into this guy, I'm like, you get it, right, Lily? You get what I'm saying.
Lily's like this
on her phone. She's in the room on her phone. That's amazing.
I know you're listening in. Somebody's listening in.
She's got like one window on her phone, so she can always watch Tesla in his cage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like
a 1 inch.
Yeah.
Corner.
It's like, and where the hell is Johnny? He was supposed to fix this.
Yeah. So Byron, does my research turn anything up?
Research? What were you researching?
You IM'd me directly. I IM'd you back. That was like 20 minutes ago.
You didn't give me any research. You just.
Oh, I said I was.
You didn't actually respond to my email at all.
No, not email. It's a message. I did. Did you not get it?
In the chat, or
I don't.
Yeah, in the chat.
Yeah, which chat?
In the chat here on this.
I asked you if there was any assistants or whatever that worked for the thing, and you said.
Oh, well, you asked if I was there, and I said I'm away researching psychic vampires on the dark web using heavy.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Oh,
yeah. I said there's no assistance. I think it's just us.
Yeah. Well, while you were on there, that's when you got the heavily encrypted email.
I got a heavily encrypted email. Okay.
Go.
Before I open, did I expect this email? Do I recognize the sender?
No, there is no sender listed.
All right. I will contact Evan. I don't know what Big D's capable of via email. So, but I guess I didn't learn anything useful about psychic vampires.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, there's all kinds of like fake bullshit.
I am
like,
Evan.
You
Evan.
feel like you're looking at Evan's UFO paperwork again.
I am
shit
Evan.
you used to make fun of him for.
I don't think I made fun of him. I just listened to Tesla make fun of him. I am Evan. And ask him too.
You just allowed it, kind of like the Dr. Mitchell situation.
You know, you gotta let Tesla be Tesla. You gotta let Dr. Mitchell be Dr. Mitchell. And all right, so I am Evan. Evan, I've received an encrypted email. I want you to scan it, whatever it is you do before we open it.
Right, making corn dogs. Right.
You guys are in Sardinia, right? If I remember correctly. Are you in Sardinia and you're like low place?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And we're down one groundskeeper, Carlos, from last week. His son Francisco is now the groundskeeper. He wandered too closely to Tesla's examination room last week or a few days ago.
Nah, Tesla didn't feed on anything else.
Oh no? Okay, I thought we said we lost a groundskeeper last week. Okay.
You might have, but it wasn't Tesla. You might think it is. The mystery would just, oh yeah, it was Tesla.
It must have been aliens.
I think my only thing other than Dr. Mitchell was I almost killed a lab assistant. when I first woke up.
Yeah, there was a lab assistant that almost got eaten.
Boy, that lab assistant must get paid really freaking well to stick with us. All right. Well, I am Evan. Evan, are you can you come over? Or are you too busy with the corn dogs?
Yeah, I will obviously come help Johnny. Let's assume that they get partially frozen corn dogs.
I asked the lab assistant if they'll help with the corn dogs.
Right,
All
delegate. Right.
Delegate.
They're
yes.
probably very hungry after their experience.
I say this came from an unknown sender. I wouldn't open it either, but I wanted you to take a look at it first, make sure there's nothing that you could detect.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming once you do some diagnostics that you open it, it appears to be safe.
what's the origin, Byron? Where'd it come from?
It's hard to track. You're not really sure.
Clever.
Looks like it came through the dark web at some point.
Was it actually addressed to Johnny somehow?
Yeah, it showed up on your screen addressed to you,
All right.
but it doesn't have.
I
it doesn't
turn
have
away,
an
Evan.
IP address.
Evan, you're most likely safer to look at it. If it is some sort of emotional attack on one of my loved ones, it's best I don't see.
I sent you what it was,
Okay.
Jason. You can disseminate
By
that
way
down to
of
him if you
what?
wish.
What?
Message on the chat, direct message on the chat for Zoom.
Oh, on the Zoom. Got it.
Oh, I don't see it on the Zoom.
I
Direct-
sent it
direct
to you.
message.
You didn't look at it.
Right. No, that's good.
And you want to look at it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
What? Oh, this is. Oh God. Oh,
What?
Johnny.
Do I want to know?
I'm not sure you do. We're going to have to dress up and go to a dinner party.
What?
I just turned this.
No.
I turned this screen around to face him so he can see it. See the invitation.
Okay, what is it?
It's a beautifully laid out invitation, digital invitation to a dinner party at Koktis Castle in Slovakia, entitled "A Night with the Countess." A
Koktis
trip into the
Castle.
life of the mysterious Elizabeth Bathory for the stream.
Castle in Slovakia, entitled "A Night in the Countess Trip." So if we take a look here. Is this on the Google Doc? Is this one of the?
No.
Oh, it's not on the Google Doc. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't recall. Do I know this from somewhere? Do I have any understanding of this or background on this?
I mean, you probably know what Koktis Castle is.
Okay. What is it?
And all of it's the castle that Elizabeth Bathory supposedly lived in. It's a museum on the inside. It has like clothing, period clothing, and all kinds of displays and so forth. And they have fundraiser events and so forth.
So someone from this sort of touristy sort of castle sent me an invite via heavily encrypted email and was able to find me. Remind me too, I'm sorry, but Elizabeth Bathory, is that from the book?
Yeah, she's a well-known, supposedly like bathed in the blood of virgins to stay young.
600 young women within the walls of that castle. That sounds like a fun time.
You know her as Elsbeth.
It sounds
or Jason's or Evan's sire.
Evan, it seems as if your lady wishes an audience with us again. Perhaps she has something to convey that she only wishes to say in person.
Why would she reach out to you and not me then?
Well, you check your email and you have one too.
Oh, wait a minute.
No need to be jealous.
You've got mail. Oh, yeah. Look.
Oh my God, that.
Unfortunately, Tesla, you're unable to check your email due to the Faraday cage. But
yes, of course.
And lack of cell phone.
And lack of.
How far away is it? What time? What day? In the future?
Oh, it's like a week or so.
Okay. Well, perhaps she has information for us that's important, or maybe she feels our usefulness has come to an end and wishes to end us.
I doubt it.
Well, we certainly can't spare the time for a social engagement.
Hi.
Well,
Oh, hello, Doctor. I just
Well,
realized
Doctor, I didn't see
we
you
just
standing
realized
there.
she's been standing in the doorway, just waiting to drop
How are
that.
you feeling, Doctor? Any residual effects?
Anger.
Understandable. But it's a good sign that you can muster the energy to be angry. If you felt nothing but hollowness, I'd be more worried, I suppose. But you see this invitation, I think perhaps we've all received one now. It's from Evan's lady. Maybe she has information for us. I think it might be worthwhile. I mean, do we have a... Forgive me, I saw the Google Doc, but remind me, do we have a strong lead, aside from nuking the countryside in Romania?
Or
For what our next step is?
that's up to you guys. I presented you with multiple opportunities.
Give me the cliff notes. Remind me of the options. I'm sorry, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been up all night doing Black Friday sales. So
No, you're fine. So, so the three things that you found out from the documentation that you got from the castle was that there was the Red Room in Carfax that's listed. It's actually in the book. That's where Dracula retreats to when he's in London. And it's listed as a location that Lilith feels he would retreat to if he felt threatened and was attacked at home, where he might go. And it's an estate in Carfax that, according to the book, he used to own, according to Bram Stoker's Dracula, and the annotation says that from the other agents. Kingstead Cemetery was the resting place of Lucy Westerner. And so you do know that you had the brooch at one point, and he was linked to her through the brooch. And you know the brooch was recovered from the graveyard at some point in the past. You know that he has deep connections in Romania, especially in Bistra, and that he has eyes everywhere. So getting into the country and doing something there without being seen, it's definitely going to have to be some sort of black op where you don't just like fly in on a passenger manifest or something. And you know that the true origin of his castle is in the Calamini mountains in the Calaman Alps. There is a volcanic dormant crater there called Mount Drogusul, and there is a park there that is called Mozil Draculi, or the Mill of the Devil, and it is an actual Romanian national park. So it's protected national lands in Romania.
well, there's a week before this invitation's up. Perhaps we should. I'm curious. Do you have any special abilities now to supernatural? I mean, Evan, to infiltrate?
Oh, well, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, who has abilities to infiltrate things?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what I'm trying to hide myself from.
Well, could you search a place without leaving any human trace of your presence behind?
I mean, who could do that?
Are you asking me if I can turn into a
I have
bat,
some points in
Tommy?
infiltration.
Well, it's not, Doctor. I do as well. I was thinking though.
I have one or two.
I was thinking perhaps though supernatural infiltration, because if we were to send someone to, if we could locate the Carfax Red Room, and that is his hideout, two things that we might want to achieve. One is someone who could be there without a supernatural being aware that we're there, which means leaving absolutely no trace whatsoever. And then also perhaps leaving behind a trap, because if it is his place of regress or retreat, and we were able to do something about him, he might go there. And if at that point we could have a trap set to go off, it might finally do the job.
So, I'm not sure about the supernatural lot, but you do realize that Tesla's shown himself to be quite stealthy when needed.
I look at the doctor. Doctor, in your professional opinion, is Tesla up for active duty at this point?
You should not be asking me that question.
We're really going to talk about sneaking somewhere without talking to me.
Well, that was
Well,
the other.
it
That
was-
was the other thing, right? Is it more risk to bring supernatural nearby? We don't know what these things can sense. I can tell you that at the party, I could smell them. And I'm not exactly like a good vampire. I'm just kind of a basic Karen vampire, something like just your
Karen
general
vampire.
basic whatever vampire, and I can sense them. What if it were Lily and Terry? They would just blend in with the rest of the sheep.
Well, we could potentially mount a mission to London, infiltrate maybe his retreat, see what we find there. It may be that there are some lackeys. I seem to recall that the Dracul, he keeps these humans sort of in us. Trolls, exactly.
Yeah.
So it may be that it's not empty entirely. Maybe there are thralls there as well. And of course, I suspect the minute we combat one of his thralls, he would be aware of it. So that's why I was wondering. Perhaps you're right. If Tesla's doctor, I realize that you're not feeling up to diagnosing Tesla at the moment, but you are our medical officer. I need to know if his psychological state is one that he's ready to take on a mission such as this, as going in as a mist or in some other way that will leave no trace and would hopefully also avoid any contact with any minor minions that the vampire may have left behind. Would be ideal. If we wish to go with Lily, and maybe with you, Doctor, as well, to infiltrate, that's a possibility. But I fear that he would know. And then our trap, if we were to lay one, would be ruined. But these are just my thoughts.
My thoughts about Tesla are that he is not fit for a mission right now. He doesn't know what triggers or how to control this this draining power that he has. Yeah, and hasn't really accepted any responsibility, and we haven't figured out how to feed him in a way that is safe for the people and entities around him. I understand why you would want to send somebody with supernatural powers in, but I just don't think it's him.
If Johnny, if they go in and there are thralls, they would, I would assume, smell and seem like any other. Like they would blend in with the sheep. Why send a wolf in among the sheep, right? To stir them up and be more easily detected. Perhaps it's best if you go in, the lot of you, with us as reinforcements, or as a distraction, or something.
I think the only one of us left who is entirely without influence is myself and the doctor.
Yes.
Hmm.
You're a spry old lad. I'm sure you could manage. Couldn't you?
I give you the stink eye.
I'd feel better with Lily if I'm going in.
That's just mean.
Is this something that we could spend like network on, Byron, to have a third party check it out for us?
You could spend network on whatever you want.
Ooh.
Do we have a good idea? I mean, we know Red Room Carfax. Do we know where the Red Room is?
Yeah, you could find that out. I mean, you know where the Carfax estate is. Absolutely.
We've read the book.
You've read the book.
Right. I'm just thinking that if it really is Dracul's like London retreat, or maybe it just was. When we look at the references, how long ago was it his retreat according to the references? Like
I mean, the references talk about like hundreds of years ago.
Oh, all right.
During the time of Bram Stoker.
Why don't we go then? I understand the issue about Tesla. We're going to have to work out some sort of solution. Do we know what range in which his energy radiates? Does it appear on the electromagnetic spectrum? Do we know?
At least 15 feet through a wall.
You know for a fact that, at least 15, 20 feet through a wall. I mean, you encountered him in the very beginning, or what you thought was him, at least when you got the information from Harker. That was the last up close and personal, that you were within a distance of him. Evan felt his presence, but it was previous presence. It was just so residual, so powerful, even residually. So if you went somewhere where he had been recently, Evan would probably be able to sense it. And you would assume, based off of the information that you now know about Tesla, that Tesla would be able to sense it.
Well, that's, Doctor, probably a good reason to bring him, is that he, much like Evan, may pick up something on another band.
It's going to be like Hannibal Lecter. You're going to have him in a little van and stuff, a little mask.
No, we're going to get Faraday fabric, and we're going to make him a onesie.
Yeah, I like Terry's idea of Faraday.
Superhuman suit.
Faraday footy pajamas.
Faraday footies. That's the name of this episode.
Faraday footies.
Faraday footies.
As I asked the two of you, has Tesla exhibited any other things or abilities, such as like Evan, like amazing strength or speed?
You're not asking me, right? Because I was allowed to experiment with him for 5 minutes before he tried to eat me. So,
out of character, not to interject, I thought it was like a good week of testing for some reason.
It was
a good week from the time that happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
but those were the first initial tests.
We were trying to figure out how to feed you.
You hadn't necessarily, you do know that he has some sort of armor. You do know that he can go invisible. You know that he has superhuman awareness. Those were all tests that were done that were very easily able to determine. And then on the fuck around and find out meter where they both cross, them.
Perhaps the safest thing might be to send Tesla with Lily and Evan, since they've shown some resistance to his ability. Or am I mistaken in that assumption as well?
That's untested. Per se, that's a hypothetical with one instance. There's no control group on that one.
And no repetition.
No repetition on that.
What about Johnny?
It's got to be reproducible.
Is that not an opportunity for a test? A field test?
Oh, it is. We could just lose our whole fucking fighting team in one fell swoop.
After a couple of days, I'll ask Tesla, and maybe through the video monitor.
Wait, hold on. Let me just repeat this. Okay, so no verbal contact for days.
No, it's not no verbal contact for days. I'm just saying
nobody talks to Tesla.
No.
After a while, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck, guys? Like yelling up at the thing.
I bring him a corn dog.
I want to fucking talk to Johnny. Like after.
Brought you a corn dog and macaroni and cheese.
I had him make a corn dog.
Getting, like,
and it was well cooked corn dog.
Yeah. If you actually made it, wait,
Evan, I need you there. And Lily, if I go down, I need you to get me out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go in with Evan and Lily. If the doctor doesn't want to come, I completely understand. I'll send a stool about 10 feet from there.
How many days have passed?
I'll let it go the next day.
Okay.
Tesla, I believe that there's someone here who is undoubtedly the best person to study your abilities, and that is you. We need to know exactly what electromagnetic range which your abilities extend in. What equipment do you need to measure yourself and see what underlying fundamentals there are? Will a Faraday cage restrain your ability to extricate emotional energy out of people?
All all right. So, okay. So we're talking about some kind of scientific method here. It's like, I spent a little bit of time thinking about it. All right. When I talked with Evan, I said something that hit me that really made sense. And I've been thinking about it. So, like, I'm taking something from people. That assistant, it got really sick, and Dr. Mitchell, like, I don't know what happened, but I'm taking something from people. All right, when I use these abilities, it does something. I'm powering those abilities using that energy, right? So I think, like a battery, if I push it too hard, just like Evan said, he said that, like, yeah, I pushed it too hard and I felt like I could feel everything and I needed to go after someone right then and there, So I think that during that testing, I pushed it too hard, too fast in an initial test. I should have realized that I had to stop, that I should have stopped the test after the first time I went invisible, because Evan had all those animals and stuff. He had them all coming in. He was holding them in his hands and being like, okay, go ahead, do what you do. And I'm like, I can't. And then the next part was, okay, let's do that again. Let's repeat the invisibility thing. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And I did it. And we all saw what happened from the end result of it. It's like, so Evan said he wanted me to promise not to ever do something like that. So I just got to make sure that the battery never gets that low again.
Right.
Then once as long as I don't let it get that bad, I don't think I'm a danger to anybody.
Do you feel hungry when this happens?
Mm-hmm. It's really hard to describe. It's not hunger in the traditional sense, I guess. Like, I kind of have an idea about when I need to feed. We'll call it feeding. Why not? I need to get energy from something.
Have you felt the need, except when you use your powers, do you ever feel the need to recharge?
So I feel the need right now. Oh, no, I don't?
No, not without using your powers. There's no need for you to recharge.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
unless you spend aberrance points, there's no need to refill the tank.
Oh, really? Okay.
Same. That's also why Evan hasn't had to feed, as he hasn't had. He just got given a gift.
I am Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell, could you do analysis on yourself to see if there's any essential nutrients that you're low on since the attack? Like, is Tesla somehow sucking the B7 out of you or something?
I'll run a basic chem panel and electrolytes on myself.
So, I mean, let her know that, like, I'm assuming, I'm guessing Evan told her I apologize, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry about it all.
I mean, I'm guessing that I would have checked in because I brought you the corn dog, so I wouldn't have gone into any detail just to say that I relayed the message. She needs time, and we ran out of mustard because Terry likes extra, so I gave you barbecue sauce here.
It's okay. I don't really give a shit about the corn dogs, but I'm just saying, I can control this thing as long as I don't let it get. I also don't let the battery get low, So it's like I don't think I'm a danger to you guys.
Is there any very minor manifestation of your power that you can emanate that is likely to radiate in the same energy wavelengths, but unlikely to drain your body to the point where you'll be necessary to feed?
I'm like, I could try something.
That's kind of how we got in this situation.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
We're like, well, let's just keep training him and see what happens.
But Johnny, I just want to put this out there. I told the same thing to Evan. It's like you're trying to get some kind of electromagnetic spectrum. You're trying to test me. It's like that would be great if I was the same bloodline as Dracula, but all this fun scientific method stuff we're doing, I wanted to do it so I knew what I could actually do.
So did we.
Yeah. What you come up over the mic?
She's like on the camera.
Oh yeah, I'm like, hey Terry, like, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry about it. I really am. As I don't know what it was like for you, but I'm sorry. Whatever it was like, I don't know. It's like I guess I thought I had control of this thing and I didn't, and I think I can handle it now. I just don't want to. I just need to. I don't want to just push myself like that far again. And
True.
and I know I can't get anything from animals. It has to be people, one way or another.
Well, the fact that you were able not to transform your skin when the doctor jabbed you with the needle, that you can consciously avoid turning on your power, speaks to the idea that you can consciously avoid draining your own battery. I know that Evan has had moments where his is more reactive and thus more prone to depleting himself inadvertently. But it sounds as if, from what I've heard so far at least, you are capable in your own abilities to avoid using your powers. Would you say that's accurate, Tesla?
I think yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to put me back in the game. Like, let's not forget about the fact that we got bigger fish to fry. You know, worrying about analyzing the electromagnetic spectrum. It's like all the testing. What's it gonna do? It's like you want to test something. I don't know. Bring me someone that I can drain without killing them. I'll use my powers. I will drain them a little bit, and I'll control it. I'll prove it.
You just told me that you told me before that you didn't even know you were doing it.
But I was empty. I think, at least that's my theory anyway. I was out of. It's like if I go empty, I think I go. I think I lose the ability to monitor myself, or maybe it was the first time I'd ever been empty. Maybe if I ever go empty again, I can control it now that I know what to watch out for. I mean, this is really messed up shit. I don't even understand how most of this stuff works. But I also know that I don't want to research it and lose an opportunity to take care of who we're really after. I mean, remember, we all lost someone. He took everything from most of us. And it's like I don't want to fight you, Terry. I didn't want to hurt you. I don't know. Maybe I was angry at you for some reason, or whatever. But I never wanted to hurt you. It was never the conscious part of me that wanted to hurt you anyway. It's like maybe it was just.
So does that make me feel better?
But you just got to trust me. It's like
no. I think you have it backwards, Tesla. You need to trust me. You seem to have completely disavowed scientific method and science in general and a controlled approach to anything. We don't. It's not like we're going anywhere today. I'm not wasting time today. If I did experiments, we didn't waste time yesterday doing experiments. It's not like we did that instead of attacking Dracula in that moment. We are trying to know what your capabilities are so that we can optimize them against the enemy so that we can protect you from the enemy, so that if we do something like, oh, I don't know, trying to do a covert mission where you are leaving no trace behind you, that we can help you optimize that and plan that out to the best of our advantage.
I'm like, but you guys all waited a day to even talk to me about all this, and
Well, it wasn't a day. It was like the next day, but it wasn't
the
a
next
day.
day. All
It
right.
wasn't a day.
I'm like, so we've been. It's
Well,
like,
what would a suitable interval have been between the time you attacked a team member and the time?
Yeah, what is the
and
flight
the time
time?
Is
to
it
set
like-
things
is it
for
like
draining a frame?
0.75 hours per like piece of trauma, or like on the there's got to be some sort of trauma
There's
scale.
some sort of formula.
There's like
trauma
there's
formula.
a cooldown counter on the
Yeah.
heads-up display.
I think it is. I think it's like an hour per 10 kilos.
we I mean,
And your apologies are anything but overwhelming.
it's like, I guess you just gonna have to trust that I do feel bad about it. I didn't want to hurt you. It doesn't feel like it was me who did it. That's why it's hard for me to.
It was drunk Tesla.
To be
Drunk
actually
Tesla's
sorry.
not responsible.
Yeah.
So I'll finish that sentence. That's why it's hard for you to actually be sorry.
Oh.
I am sorry. I just like I said, it doesn't feel like me. And if there's something I can do to make it up to you, I will.
Yeah, just personal responsibility. Evan feels worse than you do, and he's not the one that did it.
Well, like I said, I'll do whatever I can to make it up to you. If you want to do tests, that's fine. If that'll help make it better, I don't really know.
I don't know where your trust in me has fractured, Tesla, but I absolutely have no interest in performing scientific experiments at the cost of the mission. It is part of the mission, and I don't know why suddenly it's not part of the mission, but it is part of the mission, and that's my whole intention.
It's like but I'm not the mission.
You're not the mission. You're part of the mission.
So it's like we're all part of the mission. So
Yes.
it's like I think I have a good grasp on what these powers are. It's like, let me test them out a little bit. Just give me somebody that it's like I haven't killed anybody.
You almost killed at least one person.
It's like, and that was me terribly injured.
I'm an ex-criminal. I haven't committed a crime yet.
Not in a while.
I mean,
I'm a serial killer. I haven't killed anybody in this room.
I haven't taken anybody's wallet. I might have killed a few people, but
it's like
everybody check for your wallets.
I must have
Son of a bitch.
I must have some ability to restrain myself because you're still here.
All right, guys. So we are at 11:04.
11:04.
So we had a hard stop at 11. So we're already.
We're gonna go to bed angry.
Let's
Let's
resolve.
sleep in separate couches.
Byron, can we resolve though? So you
This
can
is
start us
last
off next session, right? Can we resolve where are we going?
Yeah,
Are we gonna pick?
that was going to be my question. So
Yeah.
are we going to go? So you have about a week before you're due in Slovakia if you're going to go to the dinner party.
Are Dr. Mitchell and Tesla resigned to go together with the rest of us to research Dracula's London getaway? Is that something, or does this need to be role played out?
I think it will be like the World Health Organization thing, where like some people are in the van, and some people are like on the ground level. You know what I mean? Like watching from afar, per se, but still all together. So your choices are to go to
I would
London.
prefer to be on a separate flight. I'm just saying.
Well, you have a private plane that you guys kind of take, so
And
you can fly normal.
I usually fly it.
Yeah, Tesla on his own could maybe experiment. Maybe he could, like, if he's in a room with 100 people, maybe he could take 1% of everybody. Interesting.
Or maybe you could just flat out murder somebody and then be wanted by the police. I don't know.
Well, those are obvious things, man.
I will advocate to be let out of the fucking cage. I mean, can we resolve?
I do
I think-
advocate to be let out of the cage.
I think Evan would bring you wrapped up like Christmas, like birthday paper, probably more. You know, this sort of rectangular thing, and he would slide it into the cage. This is reference material for your experiments.
Wait, what is this? What the fuck is this?
Is that a dirty magazine?
It's a hacksaw.
Whoa.
It's a dirty magazine.
It's a bit of reference material I thought might help you during your experiments while we're gone. So,
Oh,
right?
what's in
See?
it? Is it the passcode for the door?
Well, open it. Come on, open
All right, I'll
it.
open it up. All right, I'll open it up.
Wait, shake it.
I'll take it real first.
Is it ticking?
Yeah, no, I think it says a little rattly. I think it's a little rattly, maybe.
All right, a little rattling. I'm like, I just give you a withering gaze, and I'm like, all right,
Open it.
It's a new dice.
what's in it?
It's a VHS copy of Jeff Goldblum, the Fly.
You're a real cockbag, Evan.
Oh, I know I am.
Tesla fly.
Do you know how hard it was to find a
Tesla
existing
Fly.
copy
That's the
of
that.
it?
Dan, that's the
That's
name of this
the name.
episode. The Tesla Fly.
He had that overnighted.
Yeah.
How about Tesla? That shit don't fly.
Well, I think we're partial to going. I think we'll probably take 2 vans. I think that there might be some
Yes.
experimentation on Tesla's part when he's away from the rest of us. On the general public, we'll find out later. But
Right.
does that sound reasonable, everybody?
Yeah, it
Just
does.
as long as I get let out.
So everybody's gonna rendezvous in London.
Yep.
Are you guys gonna go to the cemetery or the Carfax estate first?
I thought the Carfax estate, but if you guys want to hit the cemetery first, where the ring was dug up, we believe.
During the
Is this
day.
the cemetery where the children wander between the tombs?
It is.
That sounds intriguing.
Cemetery it is.
So that sounds like where we're going. Is that enough direction?
Yeah,
Myron?
that's perfect. Yeah,
All right.
because I definitely got to plan something wonderful next time. So, yeah.
We'll do a little dancing. Oh,
All
wait.
right. So with that, guys, we're going to end the stream tonight. Thanks for all those that were watching, and vote for your favorite episode name. Is it going to be Faraday's Footies? Is it going to be Tesla's Fly? Let's go. Is it gonna
My keyboard is
it's
stuck
gonna
in poor Tara there.
a
Okay.
Hallmark movie
Sorry, Tara. You were
by
like
Dracula?
you were going like this in your frame. Like I fixed it. Sorry.
All right. Needless to say, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you in 2 weeks on
Yeah.
the 20th.
Many thanks to Ogre. Those of you who joined in. John, thanks for stopping in. We have been Myth Brigade. Good night, everyone.
And-